Hello everyone, and welcome to Locker Room. In January 2010, 34-year-old David Beckham, one of the most popular and highest-paid players in the world, joined AC Milan on loan to prove to England's national team coaches that he was still at the top of his game. Beckham was desperate to play in the World Cup in South Africa, so during the MLS offseason, he skipped rest and gave it his all. However, his veteran body couldn't keep up, and in a March match, in the 90th minute, he tore his Achilles tendon. Beckham left the field in tears. His body needed rest, but his determination wouldn't allow it. He fell to the ground, not so much from pain as from heartbreak, realizing that his dream of playing in what would be his last World Cup had just shattered. Even as a superstar, David was always willing to sacrifice himself for football. He still went to the World Cup, but as an assistant coach, wholeheartedly supporting his team. We decided to look back at Beckham's career and how he forever changed football. What made him so remarkable both on and off the pitch? Here are the top 5 reasons behind David Beckham's greatness. At number 5, the drama that accompanied David throughout his career. As I mentioned earlier, he was willing to do anything for his national team, but there was a time when Beckham was hated by an entire nation. In 1998, early in his international career, Beckham became a scapegoat during the infamous round of 16 match between England and Argentina at the World Cup. Here's what happened. With the score at 2-2 early in the second half, Diego Simeone fouled Beckham hard. In a moment of frustration, David retaliated by lightly kicking Simeone. The Argentinian fell theatrically, and the young Englishman was shown a red card. Look at Beckham's face. He knew exactly what he had done. England, now down a midfielder, held on until a penalty shootout but ultimately lost 4-3 and was eliminated. Beckham became a national villain, with fans unable to forgive his rash act. Years later, in 2003, another dramatic moment unfolded. Beckham was essentially forced to leave his lifelong club, Manchester United. At the time, he was Britain's most popular athlete and regularly among the top candidates for the Ballon d'Or. But on February 15th, after a loss to Arsenal, Beckham had a heated argument with Sir Alex Ferguson in the locker room. Allegedly, Ferguson kicked a boot at Beckham, cutting his brow. Feeling betrayed, Beckham left for Real Madrid a few months later. David likely understood that he'd be competing with the great Luis Figo for his spot in Madrid, but he still made the leap. At Real Madrid, Beckham sacrificed personal glory for the team, playing as a central midfielder and taking a backseat to other stars. Ferguson, however, seemed to hold a grudge against Beckham, and in 2015, he didn't even include him in his all-time Manchester United images of players he coached. The toughest blow, though, came near the end of Beckham's career. After recovering from that devastating Achilles injury in 2010, he dreamed of playing in another major tournament, but England's head coach at the time, Fabio Capello, told Beckham he wouldn't be called up to the national team anymore and suggested he focus on joining Great Britain's Olympic squad instead. Beckham had played a crucial role in London's successful bid to host the 2012 Olympics and dreamed of representing his country at the Games as the final chapter of his playing career. Beckham even recommended Stuart Pearce as the team's coach. Pearce, however, shocked everyone when he left Beckham out of the final Olympic squad. The decision baffled fans, pundits, and even celebrities like Jose Mourinho and Sir Paul McCartney. David, as always, handled it with grace, saying he respected the coach's decision and would be the team's biggest supporter. Unfortunately, Great Britain's Olympic campaign ended in the quarterfinals. Pearce's coaching career fizzled out, and Beckham never got a proper farewell match for England. If I'm honest, when I think about the end of my career, I imagine it quite clearly. It's at the World Cup in Brazil in 2014. I'll score the winning goal in the final for England, and we'll become world champions. Sure, I'll be 39 by then, but that's not too bad, Beckham once said. While it didn't work out in 2010, Beckham never stopped dreaming of playing for his country. 4th place goes to Beckham's endless love for football. The Englishman was an incredibly hardworking player who always gave his all on the pitch, starting from a very young age. In the evenings, when my dad came home from work, we would go out to practice shots. I would keep kicking until it got dark and sometimes even later under the light from the windows. Passers-by probably thought we were crazy, Beckham recalled. When Beckham became a superstar and a style icon, he was welcome at any social event in London. Many in his position would have relaxed and swapped their football career for a path in show business, like Hidetoshi Nakata. But Beckham's love for football was unmatched, and he kept playing as long as his body allowed, retiring only at 38 years old. Fans recognized his passion for the game and forgave him for past mistakes. After the infamous World Cup match against Argentina in 1998, Beckham did everything possible to redeem himself, and in 2001, he succeeded. In the final game of the qualifiers for the 2002 World Cup against Greece, England needed a result. In the second half, Beckham first provided an assist to Sheringham and then scored an unbelievable free kick in the 93rd minute. Old Trafford erupted in celebration. The 2-2 draw secured England the top spot in the group and a direct ticket to the World Cup. 15 years later, Beckham reflected on that legendary goal. "I've always been incredibly proud to play for my country, and this was one of my favorite moments in an England shirt." Beckham also indirectly contributed to Argentina's early exit from the 2002 World Cup. Both teams were in the same group, and in the second match of the group stage, Beckham scored the only goal, leading England to victory. This win helped England advance to the knockout stage, while Argentina finished third in the group and was eliminated. Sweet revenge. I also vividly remember Beckham's emotional farewell in 2013 when he retired as a PSG player. During his final match, Beckham started crying as he was being substituted off the pitch. He cried again when his teammates tossed him in the air and later during his farewell speech. Despite joining PSG only a few months earlier, the packed Parc des Princes gave him a hero's send-off, understanding that Beckham transcended club loyalties. His departure marked the end of an era. That same night, PSG also received the League Championship trophy, allowing Beckham to retire as a legend, with yet another title to his name. Third place goes to Beckham, the creator, a man with a strong sense of strategic thinking. Throughout his life, Beckham has built things, be it his career, family, businesses, or teams. This quality has allowed him to transform entire industries, leagues, and even countries. In 2007, he became the first modern football superstar to move to MLS. At the time, soccer's popularity in the US was quite low, and clubs weren't making much money. Beckham's arrival sparked explosive growth. Media attention increased, stadiums started filling up, and club revenues soared. Top European players began joining MLS. When Beckham joined the league, there were only 13 teams in the top division. Today, there are 30. This soccer boom led to a significant increase in young players from North America competing at the highest levels, with names like Alphonso Davies, Christian Pulisic, Gio Reyna, Weston McKennie, and Sergiño Dest making their mark in top European clubs. MLS Commissioner Don Garber openly acknowledges, "I don't think anyone doubts that Beckham had a massive impact on all of this." In MLS, Beckham didn't just show up for appearances. He was twice named the league's best player of the year and helped LA Galaxy win 4 trophies. The most memorable came in December 2012, when Beckham, in his final match for the club, became a 2-time MLS champion. Beckham's strategic thinking also came into play during his contract negotiations with LA Galaxy. Even back in 2007, Beckham saw the league's potential and included a clause allowing him to purchase an MLS franchise for $25 million. Today, such franchises cost upwards of $150 million. Quite the bargain. Recently, Beckham exercised this right and is now successfully building his club, Inter Miami, from scratch. He became one of the first footballers to own a top-division team. Of course, Beckham also managed to build an exemplary family life alongside his career. His marriage to former Spice Girl Victoria Beckham, who gave him 4 children, became more famous in Britain than the royal family. "My marriage and my family are so precious to me that I can't imagine my life without them. I want to see our kids grow up, and I want Victoria and me to grow old together, always by each other's side," Beckham wrote in his book, My Side. Despite his busy schedule, Beckham continues to be a great family man. frequently sharing sweet photos with his loved ones and playfully trolling his sons. For instance, he once crashed his son Brooklyn's Instagram livestream when Brooklyn was bragging about reaching 1 million followers. In short, Beckham is an incredible role model for an entire generation. Second place, the best right foot in football history. Thanks to his incredible right foot, David Beckham finished second in the 1999 Ballon d'Or voting, losing only to Rivaldo. Beckham was a great footballer, but his free kicks and crosses were on an entirely different level. His signature crosses even coined a term in Britain, remote-controlled passes, because his deliveries landed perfectly on a teammate's foot or head, almost as if defying the laws of physics. This skill didn't appear by chance. It was the result of grueling training sessions. In 1995, young David went on loan to Preston North End, where midfielder Paul Rayner was in charge of set pieces. Rayner later recalled, "Training would end around noon, but David would stay on the pitch with a ball, practicing curled shots for hours. The guys even had to tell him to stop a few times." The results of this hard work were obvious. Every time Beckham had the ball on the opponent's half, it was a danger. Whether he crossed it or shot himself, you could expect brilliance. Some of his most iconic goals came from long-range shots, demonstrating the unparalleled precision of his right foot. Among the most memorable is, of course, the legendary goal from the halfway line. Beckham quickly assessed the situation, saw the goalkeeper off his line, and sent a stunning shot from 50 yards into the net. In 2003, during the second leg of the Champions League quarterfinals against Real Madrid, Beckham entered the match in the 60th minute with Manchester United trailing 2-3. Just 10 minutes later, he delivered an unforgettable masterpiece. Casillas didn't even try to save it. That summer, Real Madrid signed Beckham for €37.5 million. Beckham could even score directly from corners with his right foot. He could do anything on the pitch. His free kicks were praised by none other than Roberto Carlos. "Beckham takes free kicks better than I do. He's proven that precision is just as important as power." A remarkable compliment for Beckham's legendary right foot. The main reason for Beckham's greatness. The first football pop star. David Beckham was the first to blur the lines between the rugged masculine world of football and the glamorous, stylish realm of show business. He became a style icon. Beckham dressed impeccably, constantly changed his looks and hairstyles, and made everyone follow and imitate him. He mingled with celebrities and appeared in fashion magazines. Thanks to Beckham, football became popular among girls worldwide. Every major brand dreamed of having him in their ads. Adidas even made Beckham the first athlete to sign a lifetime contract, worth a then-record £100 million. They also created a personal logo for Beckham, the first footballer to have one. His signature pose before a free kick, leaning forward with his left arm raised, became his trademark. It's now common for top footballers to have personal logos, but it all started with Beckham. Stylish haircuts on the pitch and fashionable outfits off it have since become a staple of football culture. Neymar, Ronaldo, and Pogba can't imagine themselves without it. But Beckham set the trend in an era without Instagram. Even today, scrolling through Beckham's social media, it's clear. No footballer has surpassed his style. Beckham is still number one. His popularity was so immense that during his playing career, a feature film about his legacy was made, not a documentary, but a fictional movie. Bend It Like Beckham was released in 2002, telling the story of a young girl who dreams of becoming a footballer against her parents' wishes and idolizes Beckham. Though David appeared only briefly, the title alone helped the film gross $77 million worldwide on a $5 million budget. Beckham's name was that magnetic. The movie also skyrocketed the career of its star, Keira Knightley, who would later become a two-time Oscar nominee. Even North Korea screened Bend It Like Beckham, making it the first foreign film ever shown in the country. Beckham also appeared in iconic football commercials that showcased his ability to laugh at himself. Remember the Not Beckham's Day Pepsi ad, where his jersey was used as a cleaning rag? Or the Adidas ad with the famous dialogue between David and a fan who played football with him. Despite his superstar status, Beckham remained down-to-earth and relatable, which made him universally loved. Honestly, it's hard to find anyone who dislikes David Beckham. In this list of reasons for Beckham's greatness, it's notable that there are more non-football points than football ones. And that's entirely justified. Beckham's legacy isn't just about what he achieved as a player, it's about how he made football more popular and changed it forever. He may not have been the best player, but he's undeniably the #1 football star for the masses and the ultimate style icon. Let us know in the comments what Beckham means to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really helps us. And tell us who we should cover in the next part of this series. See you next time.